What are you in for?
I got a bad heart.
If I could give you my heart, Homer, I would.
Shut up, Flanders.
It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, it was the best, it was the best, it was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, it was the best. You stupid monkey! It was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, it was the best, it was the best, it was the best of times, it was the blurst of times, it was the best. You stupid monkey! We don't have to be adversaries, Homer.
Why is Mr. Burns being so nice to me?
And if you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Wait a minute. Is he coming on to me?
I mean, if I should slip something into your pocket, what's the harm?
My God, he is coming on to me.
After all, negotiations make strange bedfellows. It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the best, it was the best, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the best. You stupid monkey! It was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the best, it was the best, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times, it was the best. Listen, be a dear and love my legs till the feeling comes back.
Sorry, Mr. Burns, but I don't go in for these backdoor shenanigans. Sure, I'm flattered. Maybe even a little curious.
I wouldn't even hear me out. Okay, memorize these funny place names. Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga, Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga.
Stop it, you're killing me.
Yes, homie.
Oh my God, he's stealing all the burgers! Why, you little...
He's already dead.
Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga, Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga,
Stop it, you're killing me.
Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga, Cucamonga, Seattle. Cucamonga.
Stop it, you're killing me. Seattle.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this winners bracket round 2 matchup between Ticker and Sid. Should be a good one today, Axe.
Yeah, it should. I'm not sure how close it'll be because of PBs, but I know both runners are in decent form. Ticker has been playing a lot of any percent. He had a bit of a bad D-Rust earlier, so you never know. Like, the PB difference is huge, but sometimes all it takes is just one bad run, and we've seen it a few times already in the knockouts where the higher seed has had a bit of a bad run and the lower seed is almost pipped them. I believe it happened to you and Caterham almost was an upset.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, I got a 134. So if Sid was playing with me, he could have potentially have beat me. And I think Sid can do better than his PB anyway. I think Sid is capable of a 131. So, it would have to take a massive, massive effort on Sid's part. But if the stars align, I could see him beating Ticker today.
Unfortunately, it's for daytime, so.
Well, there we go.
Yeah, bad RNG there.
All right, let's transition over. All right, I believe.
Both runners ready?
I believe they're both ready.
I'm ready.
Then we shall begin in 3, 2, 1, go.
GL to both runners.
Yo, GL.
They have both left. Let's put Ticker's audio on. Make that a little bit more louder so people can hear. Alright, so winners bracket, round 2, knockout stage. Alright, prediction is started. I recently lost all my donuts. I was supposed to put the donuts on me winning against Keith Ram, but unfortunately I was on the right hand side of the prediction, so I accidentally clicked Keith Ram, which is kind of sad, but it is what it is. This is the first time this tournament that I've lost all my donuts.
Talking about losing all the donuts.
Here we go. Oh, yes! Let's go. Let's go, Robbie. That's the first redemption of the super fan. Wow.
Let's go.
I didn't think it was happen, but here we are. Give me a couple of seconds to log into my actual account, not Speed Simpsons, and we'll get this sorted for Axe.
Fun fact, this is my 100th commentary.
Bloody hell. 100th commentary, a free sub. It's all coming up for Axe today.
Everything's coming up actually.
Oh, is Sid's timer restarted?
It does look like that, yeah.
Let me just check his stream, just in case it might be my dodgy
You
cropping.
might have put the one timer, yeah.
Yeah, it's my mistake. I think Sid has a different layout for his races than he does his actual stream, because his other stream was pretty good. Hang on a second, let me just crop that correctly. There we go. No dramas. Alright, so Ticker with a 207, Sid with a 208 or 9. One second, bear with me.
There you go, JPEG, I bet. 2 people have bet 1 donut on Sid.
There we go. So that is 1 down for the super fan redemptions.
Let's go.
Yeah, I did have another a reward for an ultra fan. I would give 3 5 subs, but I'd be very poor if I had redeemed all of them.
I still have about 100k, so...
Yeah. 24 gift subs. A lot of money to charity. And speaking of charities, if you do sub, do you want to go for the speedrun again, Axe?
So we have 3 very good charities today. The first one is the Travel Project, which is a non-profit organisation that focuses on suicide prevention among the LGBTQ+ community. We have Save Children, focuses on improving the lives of children through better education, healthcare and economic opportunities, as well as providing emergency aid in natural disasters and other conflicts. And 350.org, which is an international environmental organisation addressing the climate crisis. Its stated goal is to end the use of fossil fuels and transition to renewable energy by building a global grassroots movement.
Time! We'll have to look at your splits that Andy made and see if you're on pace. We'll have to wait and see.
That felt better. The last split felt better.
Yeah. Alright, so tick again.
Sub 4 for ticker.
Yeah,
It's
355
not
then.
quite, not quite sub 4, but that's still pretty impressive for a 132 runner. Like, you
Oh,
want to get
sure.
around the sub 4 mark.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Sid will be very happy with the way he started.
I think sometimes it's easier to come into these races as like the big underdog, which
Yeah.
Sid definitely is in this situation. I think with an 8-minute PB difference, you would realistically favor ticker.
Oh, for sure. I think there can be some areas of complacency, especially if you've got like a 7 or 8 minute difference of PBs. You know, I know I would say I was complacent against Keith Ram, but you know, there was some element of I can mess this up and still like have a decent sized lead, but that almost came back to bite me in the ass at the end. So you know, just got to be consistent, I guess. If you're the top runner, you've got nothing to lose as the guy who's 7 or 8 minutes behind.
For sure, and I feel like 7-8 minutes is like that awkward time for somebody like who is the favorite seed, because if it's like a couple of minutes behind, the top seed will always focus, and if it's like even up to like 4 to 5 minutes, depending on how confident you are on cutscene skips, like if it's like 5 minutes behind, you're definitely gonna try and focus quite hard. But sometimes being the favorite is the worst thing that can happen. Like, similar to how Switzerland surprised France this year, because nobody expected Switzerland to do good and everyone expected France to win, you know?
Yeah, for sure. That's a good analogy there with the France-Switzerland game. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, Ticker's got a solid start. You know, we'll be very happy with the way he's played so far.
He had a disastrous US earlier, so hopefully he's got all of his mistakes out of the way.
When you say disastrous DRS, what was his final time?
He didn't make it past 7-4.
Ooh. What was he on PB at that point?
It wasn't sub 130 pace.
Oh, well, there you go.
He got 2-cycled. He failed 5-4. Missed a cutscene, so not on great form. However, a lot of times if you have a bad run in practice going up to the race, you tend to just knuckle down and focus. Like, that could be the kick Ticker needed to remain focused, you know?
Yeah. Sid opting to go for a traffic car. FBI. It's pretty, it's fast. Well, I wouldn't say it's faster than using the family sedan, but it's more consistent for freebies. Yeah, I agree with Sid. What he's put in the chat, I think this is a good Homer 1 for him so far. It's very consistent. He's got all the strats. I think he'll be very happy with the way he's played.
Let's do this then. Piece of cake. Cake. Ooh, the vibration.
Just wait till Bone Storm. We will wait and see.
I am excellent.
Oh.
It's a really bad day.
I take opting not to despawn certain traffic cars there. There's a way to do this mission where it's consistent every time and you'll never ever get like messed up by traffic. But it's quite tight of where like you look back your camera.
It's the same with quite a few missions. I think a lot of the time people, when they're new to this game, feel like it's all RNG based on traffic cycles, but in reality, like, they're very choreographed. You can, once you know the game well and you know like the traffic cycles, you can easily anticipate where things will go, and it starts to make some sort of sense, even though to an outsider it would just look a bit like gobbledygook.
Yeah, I agree with that. I would like to see, like, I'm sure other people have done it in the past, but like maybe look at like different traffic cycles past Homer 1. Because I'd say I'm really confident at all the traffic cycles in Homer 1. But when it comes to Part 1 and like and beyond, you know, it is a little bit harder since you don't really get there as much. I don't know what is going on Ticker's screen.
Ticker getting very, very intimate with the back van there.
He's getting bullied. Not getting either of the wasps. I'm not sure if they had collision anyway, but
I need your help. My car is, sleeping.
this is a lot closer Homer 1 than I thought it would be so far.
Looking at the pre-bracket stage predictions, we had 93% of people choosing Ticker, and
Crashing time.
nobody picking Sid.
Wait, that doesn't add up to 100%.
Because the rest of the percentage had Lambton beating Sid and then beating Ticker.
Right, okay, I get ya. Clampton beating Ticker, wow. That would have been a sight to behold.
Watch it, I almost spilled my sundae.
And for once, I don't believe that was my predictions messing things up.
Come in.
You have Detox to win. He's not even in the tournament. Oh, Ticker. That was kind of bullshit, but
Ooh.
yeah.
There was a whole scenario about how Detox would end up entering the tournament, but didn't come to pass.
No. I think Sid will be very happy with his Bone Storm so far. Yeah.
Considering he was like negative about his chances going into it, he will be happy. I think it's one of those Bone Storms where you kind of survived it. You didn't really lose much time. You didn't really save much time, but you survived it.
I was going to make that exact same point.
Damn it, I dropped
Pretty
my
much to the word. Yeah, and obviously we've got the FPS difference as well, 150 versus 120. For anyone who doesn't regularly watch Shah, the higher the FPS, the more janky the physics, the more boost you get, but it's harder to control. Put it out eventually. So you would expect Ticker to be slightly ahead if both runners had equal skill level.
Ticker going for the Wasps there. One of them definitely should have had collision because he's only got 2 Wasps so far, but
I see, he had 300 coins. Unless his coin collection has been really good.
he would have got neighbors and trailer park.
Yeah.
Don't know where the third Wasp would have been if it wasn't one of the stonecutters.
I believe it was an 11:31 for Ticker.
That is not what Ticker wanted.
So it's 11:31 versus 11:42.
I'll get you, Bart.
Bear with me.
Ticker went into the black van and thought, why am I in this? And just went straight out to the sports car.
Yeah.
And Sid just taking the honor roller. I think there was a sports car rolling past the courthouse, so he wouldn't have been able to get one in the cycle. So it made sense that he just went straight for the honor roller.
Yeah.
I believe honor roller into perfect RNG in for sports car and 2-2 is optimally faster, but
you'd have to get like perfect RNG, but I can sort of see it.
yeah, it's like you get perfect RNG, and I believe it was timed to be faster, but like it's very minimal.
Yeah.
And then anything like bad, it has to be like this car right next to him and it's faster.
Yeah.
It was a taxi, so not the worst, but
Yeah, that's why we always go for the sports car in a 2-1, because sports car is really fast. You don't want to like put it down to chance. You get on a roll of sports car. So yeah, I think Sid will be very happy with how the opening stages have panned out. I don't think Ticker will be too happy with that Homer one. 11:31 is not a good time for where he wants to currently be. You know, he wants to be getting the 11-1Xs, maybe potentially 11-0Xs, or even sub-11s.
I know Ticker is a lot less focused on like the early game part of the game.
Yeah.
He's very much balanced. He does quite a bit of IL practice, like of all levels. So
Yeah.
he's not like a lot of really top runners have got there and they've reset a lot early game, but
Yeah.
just slightly different in that sense. He grinds this game, all of the game, and makes sure that he doesn't really have weaknesses per se.
Yeah. I completely understand that you know, that way of thinking. I mean, you've only got to look at Vapo. You know, his game is completely solid throughout. You know, he probably doesn't have the fastest individual level splits, but you know, he's a very, very solid runner, and that just goes to show because his performances in the tournament so far have been amazing.
Not just for tournament, he did 4 ASM runs back to back to back to back the other day, and it was like, I think averaged a high 127 with the break times added on.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Which is mental.
Yeah, that's pretty mental.
I think it was like a 551 with breaks, so it's like, okay.
Yeah. You've done 4 back-to-back runs for 4 years of Shah, so happy birthday, Vapo. Shah birthday. Let's see if Tick can get both. Oh, he can get dirt jump. The black man trying to do dirt jump on his own. Careering off into the distance.
We should get LP3 to do a run for every year he's been in the community.
Nah, it's probably DNF after like halfway through the first one. Blame it on the sun. Blame it on the sun or something. So speaking of like, sorry, go on.
7 years of Shah, that means I just have to do 7 levels, right?
For sure. So speaking of like bad excuses, what's the worst excuse you've heard in a game for missing a strat? I've heard some bad ones over the years.
Well, I think the classic is the game dropped my input. I think that's the like solid line. If whenever you see someone miss something, it's always like, oh, the game dropped me input.
Oh yeah, I could hear the commentators counting. That was a good one. I believe that was Zoton.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoton was in BC, for anyone that doesn't know, while he was racing, and blamed it on the commentators for counting. It's kind of funny. We love you anyway, Zoton.
I think so.
Wait, Tigger's going. No, alright, sorry, my mistake. I thought Tigger was going an alternate way then. Don't mind me.
Nah, he was just hugging the wall weirdly.
Yeah.
I think the weirdest thing that I had was back when I was playing League a lot. And so I was in like VC with my teammates and stuff, and I had a pet hamster at the time.
Yeah.
And so my hamster would just run along the desk, he would just like come sit on my lap. He was very chill.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one day that I had like a glass of water and he just fell into it. And I just started laughing so hard and died and like inted lost the game. And nobody would believe me, but it was because my hamster had fallen into my glass of water.
Nice. That is an excuse for the ages. Also, thank you very much, Cable, for the raid. Big party of 15. Thank you everyone for the good lucks. I'm sure the runners would appreciate that. Ticker saying that his run is currently bad, which, you know, I wouldn't say it's completely awful, but probably not up to his standards.
What am I on about? The worst like excuse I've given to something going wrong in the game. No, there wasn't like, my hamster was perfectly fine after. There was no animal abuse. There wasn't that much water left. It was just, you know. No animals have been harmed. Harold was perfectly fine.
Oh, well. There is no animals were harmed in the making of this commentary, in the making of this race. Just putting it out there. That's my little disclaimer for the run.
So what's the worst excuse you've heard for bad gameplay?
I've had bombers use a lot. I won't go into it too much, but bombers has used some bad excuses over the years. Although my favourite is the sun was in my eyes. That's always a big one of mine.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so for anyone new in the chat, we were just discussing the worst excuse you've heard for failing a strat in a speedrun.
Mine wasn't quite in a speedrun, it was more of a...
Yeah, like general gameplay then, I guess.
Yeah. A ranked game of League of Legends with my teammates. It was pretty bad.
Alright, so take her on to Monkeys. Yeah, he will not be happy with his run so far. Like, if he was on a decent run, he'd probably want to be starting that mission there, probably like mid-19, so like a 1930 or 1940. The fact that he started it on like a 2015 showed us that he's probably plus 35, plus 40 on where he really would want to be during this run. Just goes to show, I mean, Sid's catching, you know, well, I wouldn't say catching, but he's in a decent position at the moment. In a race with Rukma, I crashed into a taxi because a white van came outside my house, and my room got illuminated from the sun shining on it. Oh, there you go.
That's an excuse.
That is an excuse. You love to see it. We'll hear it.
I messed up a strat in one of our races because I was racing like after my sister's wedding last year, and I ended up in a VC with Slater during the race, and something she said just made me laugh so hard, and I just drove into a bridge.
Nice. We'll see, unfortunately, not being able to get that box there. His coins are looking a little bit low, but I think Sid does crusted his studios anyway, so it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, Sid's coins have been a bit low the entire run. He had like 211.
Yeah.
Like before getting Trailer Park Wasp, and I believe he missed it. So
yeah, he only got
ever since then, his coins have just been struggling.
Yeah, he only got the 2 wasps in Stonecutters, so he definitely finished Homer 1 with less than 300 coins, which is not optimal. Let's see what Tick can do in terms of sellouts. He's not going to be happy with his first car. That car got very, very far away from him.
Yeah, he just gave it little love taps.
Yeah. You don't want love taps here on Speed Simpsons. We want full on, you know, full on massive hits. Like that. That's what you love to see. Big old hit.
That's that. Oh. It's like a Rikishi stink face, just.
Do you know what? It's funny you should say that. I was when I said big old hit, I was thinking, what wrestling term is Axe going to come up with to respond? I wasn't going to say anything, but
were you expecting the Rikishi stink face?
I was not. No, I was expecting like maybe a test big boot, or you know something like that. But I'll go with Rikishi stink face. 630 there for Ticker. That's probably average, if you ask him. It's very average sellouts. He's probably going to get a 23 just, depending on how many pauses it takes. So,
Ticker would say that 630 is good enough for me, but never good enough for him.
Yeah. I'd take a 630.
Coach Ticker would be disappointed.
Yeah. Nice. That's 2358. Very, very nice there. See if Sid can... Oh, one more hit maybe?
Nathan Jones discus big boot. 4.
Nathan Jones.
Now that was a career which went absolutely nowhere. To the point where wasn't he meant to be in a tag team match with Undertaker when he just ends up Undertaker in a handicap match because Nathan Jones wasn't good enough.
I was literally gonna bring up that exact match. I don't know if you heard the story, but like, yeah, so he was not good enough for the actual match, but he still come out and done a run-in anyway. And I'm like, if you're still gonna come out and do a run-in, you might as well have just been in the match. So, yeah. Right, let's see if Sid can get cutscene skip. Ooh, Tika trying to make the fast cycle. Unfortunately, not. Oh yeah, he got attacked in the pre-show, you know. Keeping up kayfabe there from Lantern. That's a 2502.
Yeah, I think it probably was Big Show and A-Train.
Yeah, it was Big Show and A-Train. 100%. And that was WrestleMania 19, I want to say.
Yes.
Because I think 18 he faced Ric Flair. And 20 was Kane.
It was 2003, and yeah, WrestleMania XX was 2004.
Yeah.
Highlighted by probably the weirdest thing to watch nowadays at the end.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but you know, it is what
probably
it is.
The best moment, like watching it pre-2007, and the worst moment watching it after. You know.
Yeah, I do think that was probably the turning point in terms of you know, people getting tested and making sure that you know, that sort of stuff.
And also chair shots to the head being deemed as dangerous, which I would have thought, you know, you wouldn't need tallying.
Yeah, some of those pre-2007 headshots are pretty sick.
And Ticker about to go for a boat jump, I believe. I don't think he does when he's 3-7 strap, but he proves me wrong.
Yeah, I think Ticker does go for a new 3-7. I was having a conversation with him recently, and he seems to have been getting pretty consistent with it.
That's fair. I think like boat jump in 3-7 is still decent anyway, even if you don't go for it.
Yeah, I can see that. Sid picking up some extra points there. They're a little bit slow, but if he feels like he needs them, then you know.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, that's pretty funny, Slater. Two men have flown for the #1 position, and one of them is WWE Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels.
What I never understood is that they just don't like acknowledge that number 2 is basically the same as being number 1.
If anything, number 2's harder because you don't know who you're facing. No, like if you're in the ring, wait there. No,
number 2 and number 1 is exactly the same.
Yeah, number 1, number 2 is exactly the same. I guess number 1 you don't know who you're facing coming down to the ring, so.
I guess, but it's literally like 20-30 seconds, and it's like it's like over an hour, so it's like, okay, surely you should acknowledge number 2, but
yeah. It's Ticker having a little bit of a slow free there. Couldn't quite get the original strat like fast, so managed to get it in the end though. Alright, see if Ticker goes for the new Bulmer's strat. New Bulmer's Warp. Ooh. Not today.
Okay, that was almost a sick turnaround. If he was a driver, not a passenger, that would have been a sick turnaround.
Yeah.
Yeah, more people have won from number 2 than number 1 than number 2, but nobody really acknowledges number 2. Isn't it like Vince McMahon and Rey Mysterio?
Yeah, that sounds about right. Getting a bit of a slow rock climb there. And that happens when your E-brake boost isn't the best.
I do love how Vince came back on SmackDown and just asked the crowd, "Where the hell have you been?" And then just left again. His entrance, straight out, left.
I was reading a theory online, I think it was on Reddit, that said, like, there's a theory going around that Mr. McMahon doesn't know what coronavirus is. So, like, so he just feels that, the WWE, like, fans haven't been turning up for the last year and a bit.
I wish I could buy into that theory, but when they did the Money in the Bank last year, they had like a whole bot with the hand sanitizer and stuff
Right, okay, yeah.
in his office, and you know.
Yeah, Tigger just about saving that second card there. Second card got out, but he was able to save it. See if we can get a good last car. Looks good to me. I'm not sure if that was fast air from Ticker. Like, if that was me personally, I'd just destroy that car straight away by backing up and hitting him again. I don't think the ESS warp is worth it there. I think he lost more time than it was worth. I could be wrong though.
Essentially.
Yeah, Sid's fish
Sid's
fan.
coins are... They're
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, they're fine.
Yeah, they're fine, but that is with Crustody Studios as well. You gotta remember.
Yeah. At this point, you just forget about the fact that he got quested. I guess you just look at his actual coins and they're okay. You wouldn't want that low after getting the time loss of Questy Loop, but also it's better than having to like get both Flanders or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. I agree. See if Tick can get a strat. No.
No.
Spin the round. Let's go with RNG anyway though.
He did the Spinneroonie and walks off.
How many wrestling references can we throw into this stream before it ends?
Before we get cancelled.
Before we get cancelled. Yeah, before I get a message from the tournament organisers saying, you know, stick to regular commentary. Oh wait, I am the tournament organiser. Gotta tell myself off.
Alright,
Chief Wiggum's Lisa Simpson at your service. The school of the streets. One fish delivered to a happy home.
okay, we'll just tell Vapo and then he'll give you a stern telling off.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a stern telling off from Vapo.
No.
Or Vapo will just say he's disappointed in you, and I think that's worse.
Yeah. Oh, Sid getting some decent damage. It should be 1 or 2 hits. There's 1. Katie on his way to stop me.
Crutch will be slapping himself in the mirror later tonight. Hopefully, he won't be slapping his thigh because that's, you know, not allowed anymore.
Yeah. That's even obscure for, like, actual wrestling fans. You gotta be in the know to know that one.
It's still funny.
It's
If
still...
you know, and it's funny.
Sid only getting 5 coins from that bend. If you hit an object into a bend, then you only get 5 coins. So
Sometimes you get 10.
sometimes you do get 10, but that time you got 5.
Ticker collecting more fish. I've heard it's a very hard thing to do. Ticker's and Sid's coins are pretty much the same, but Ticker's still going to do boat jump, so
Yeah.
Hello, Springfield.
Yeah, so Ticker's looking like a mid 34. His Gwen should be okay with boat jump.
see, his run isn't like bad by any stretch of your imagination, but considering what he wants and the
Did you come get me?
like expectation he puts on himself, he will not be happy with this.
Yeah, I mean, it's...
Need a ride here?
You gotta remember though, it is a tournament race. So, you know, it's... You can't really compare against PBs. It's just getting your game over the line at the end of the day. Making sure
That is true.
Making sure you just finish the thing, which is like, you know, against my race against Keithrat, I had a terrible run, but I managed to get the dub, and that's all that matters.
It's true. We'll just say that like his PB run was a no reset, so like him doing a no reset is like not an excuse for him to do badly.
Yeah. So that's a 34-39 there from Ticker. It's pretty average for him. See if he...
Yeah. For a 9th place runner, he would expect better of himself.
Yeah.
His PB is a 33.57, so text that is.
Yeah.
Chief Wiggle.
I mean, Cliff does make a good point in chat. Every PB is a no reset run. You just notice that beforehand.
No, I know Ticker's run was specifically a no reset. He was doing a ×2 run. He PB'd in the first one, and then I think he got like a 133 or something in the second.
I mean, if it was me personally and I got a PB in the first one, I'd just like cancel the second one. I'd be too hyped. Again, that's just me. Sid on course for a 36, you know, that's pretty good.
Yeah, Sid is doing really well here.
Yeah. 36 was the old marker back in the days for sub on 30 pace out of Lisa. So, you know, still PB. I'm not sure what he is on actual PB, but definitely PB from here. Looks good. Yeah. Very nice there from Sid. Bless you. Yeah, Sid will be happy with that.
So Sid's PB,
I'd say he's green. He's got to be green, surely.
let's say 36.04.
36.04. Alright, okay. So he is going to be a little bit red, but like I mentioned in the preamble to the race, you know, Sid's more than capable of beating his PB, which is a 132. 25 or 35, I forget. But yeah, this is more than PB pace.
So
36, 38.
looking at his splits, his bot 2 is a 13.0.
Yeah, that's not good.
He loses 54 seconds green going into 6.3 and going out of 6.3 and ended up 25 seconds red. So
Yeah.
the bot. So definitely has a time save later.
Yeah. Thank you for the good luck, Slend. I'm sure the runners will appreciate that. Oh, he didn't tap E-brake there. He got the strat. He got a good lineup, but I think if he had tapped E-brake a little bit more, he would have been able to get that. It's unfortunate, but he's got a nice backup here. Just gonna scoot his car around fast enough. There's a big pile up on Sid's screen occurring. Needs to get a couple more drops though.
That it started off as a fine backup and has quickly gone to bad backup just because he missed like what 3 phantom drops red.
Yeah.
Really unfortunate, but
Yeah, it's the little things as well. Like on that ninth drop there, he probably could have turned around and hit the donut truck head on. I know then he probably would have saved like a second or two, but it's just the little things like that that make the difference between a 132 runner and a 125 runner, or a 124 runner. Sorry.
For sure, it's these small things like when it was Ticker versus Smith, the commentators were mentioning how like lines were pretty much identical. Like Ticker was following all of Smith's like driving lines, and kind of see. I say that as Ticker drives into
Ooh, sorry.
the shack there.
It's Beer's truck. It's getting stuck.
Oh no,
Yeah,
that is disastrous.
You gotta push him, Sid.
Kind of, yeah, okay. It
Yeah.
is bad.
Yeah, and there's now people will say, "Oh, that's just like bad RNG or something," but Sid was getting pretty close to the Cletus truck, and because of rubber banding, if you're close to the Cletus truck will speed up. And it was bad RNG that the traffic was there, but that probably could have been avoided if he was a little bit further back.
You hang back to like 3/4 of a bar, and
Yeah.
small things like that with knowing like traffic and despawn spots where separate the people who are like the top echelon and the people who are like slightly below.
Yeah.
And Sid is a very capable runner and is definitely like up there. However, there is definitely like watching this shows like where he can improve slightly.
Yeah.
And I feel like sometimes these races are really good because you can see side by side of how somebody in like that tier above like handles the same missions, and how you can see like the driving lines and the styles differing. And generally the top runners have a very similar style of like very precise, very small movements and very like meaningful movements, whereas a lot of the runners who are like bid in like the low to mid 130, like maybe even going up to the higher, you see more jagged movements, like still decisive movements. It's got like that sort of level is like decisive movements. They know how to do it, but sometimes it's just like jagged instead of smooth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good analysis to make. I think like you brushed to the point there of like watching other runners. You can get into like this like mindset of I'm going to do it my way, and this is how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn it by myself, which is a fine way to take it. If you want to learn by that, it's fair enough. But even just like briefly watching like races like this, you can see the different lines that people take, and different like small optimizations that you could potentially make to your game. So yeah, it's definitely a good thing to watch other runners from now and again. Ticker managing to get the back of the school wasp.
One thing I've noticed is Ticker generally like takes very straight, direct lines from one thing to the next and doesn't really deviate, although it's slightly here, but in general he isn't really making any movements until he gets to corners. Whereas it sounds simple, right? You don't turn in a straight line, but generally like you see runners like wobbling their car a bit, like
yeah. Ooh. Sid getting that wasp, it's very nice.
I like how every time I compliment Ticker's driving style, he drives into a wall.
Yeah, that is a thing. But however, the way that he like recovers from that, he missed the third drop in this mission earlier, and the way that he was able to swing back his car around and like lose basically no time, just goes to show the golfing class, if you get what I mean.
For sure, yeah. And of course, none of this is a slight against Sid. He's still, as we said, like a top 50 runner. But I think when you get to like the top 15, top 20, and then like the difference in like how much time the very top runners have put into this game, like yourself, Thomas, Gordo, Derek, with the amount of hours people have put in, there is a definite correlation of like how much people have put in and what time they've got in the game.
Yeah,
It's possible to be a good runner without putting in like lots and lots of time. When you get to like the very top echelon, you need to.
Yeah, I think there's not a high skill ceiling in terms of strats. Like there definitely is. Like the top runners will obviously do like 7.4, 7.5 zombie car, but I think like the skill level in this game comes to just taking the correct lines, and like that's where the hours come in. You know, you take these really tight lines that say probably like, you know, a couple of seconds over a mission. You know, but that all adds up at the end of the day. I just want to make note that Sid took the Cletus truck to call.
Yeah, Sid loves doing that. He does that like every run. It's a pretty cool, unique thing that he has.
Yeah, the ticker in the chat saying I really don't want to play. I'm not sure whether he just doesn't want to play in general. Yeah.
You could tell in 4-3 he was starting to like hit things a lot, and
it
did seem like autopilot. But Hampton actually brings up a good point there. There's a real temptation to try and improve your line while driving in a straight line, and that is generally what we see from runners. Whereas like people like yourself would just drive, you know?
Yeah, I get that. I think the thing for Ticker now is just, you know, even though like it's a mental game for him now. You know, you can autopilot to some extent, but just if you really don't want to play, just get the run over and done with. You know, get to that finishing line.
Yeah, Sid is probably about 2 to 2.5 minutes behind, which is in striking range. Like all Sid needs to do is stay within like 3 to 4 minutes, and anything can happen in this game.
Yeah.
Like there's that poo cutscene that's like 2:20, and as soon as someone misses a poo cutscene, already in a bad mental state, it can get even worse. But Ticker definitely has the class to bring it home.
Yeah, and by bad mental state, we don't mean like Ticker's like, you know. It's just like sometimes when you start a run, you get halfway through, you're like, yeah, I don't particularly want to play anymore, but you've just got to style it out, if you know what I mean.
But yeah, Ticker has a good mental mindset in general when it comes to the game, but each run is different, and sometimes it's easy to just check out of a run if you're not feeling it.
You're not feeling it, or not on PB pace. You know, you can miss a strat, and for some people that could be disheartening. You know, if you miss a strat not on PB pace, you know, it can be hard to actually just give a shit about the run at the end of the day.
Sid might need Flanders. It does need Flanders. It's like 680. It's like 680, I think.
Nah, he'll be fine. He hasn't got any of neighbours yet.
Still treading a fine line.
Nah, he's gonna just be under 500. What do you get? 30, 60. You get 110. So he's gonna be on like 480 coins. Which is okay, in my opinion. I'd want 500 personally, but 490 is okay. I have to wait and see if he gets Flanders. Very nice there from Ticker. Textbook. By the way, I know the Cletus truck thing is slow. We gathered that. We know that. Otherwise everyone will be using the Cletus truck in their runs. We do like a good meme here on Speed Simpsons. Ha ha ha.
The biggest meme was you almost losing to Hatham in a sanctioned match.
Yeah. Yeah, but we got the dub at the end. The only thing that matters. When people look at like who won the World Cup or who won the Euros, you know, you don't look back at the group games, do you? Or like the early knockouts.
That is true. Like when Spain won the World Cup, nobody remembers them losing to Switzerland nowadays.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Thank you very much. Not as
Oh, Ticker's Cola Trucks, which is preparing for the Olympics there.
yeah.
Pole vault.
Yeah, quick. Sid getting some Flanders coins. I personally wouldn't have done it, but you know.
I respect it. I respect it.
Yeah.
I would have gone for them 100%.
Yeah, New Zealand.
About coins.
Yeah, New Zealand were the only unbeaten team in the 2010 World Cup. Drew all 3 of their games.
Getting 3 draws and not going out of groups, that's like kind of bad, you know. That's kind of slow. Like not getting a good Cola Trucks at all. Like it's got it here.
It's a bit of a weird place.
The truck just says nope.
Oh, my mistake on Sid's coins. I thought he had 100 more than he actually did. Yeah, he definitely needed Flanders.
He had like 6.
Yeah,
would have left him with like 2.
Yeah, I would have.
290.
Yeah, I thought he was on 700 rather than 600. My mistake.
Yeah. If it was like 6, if it was 790, nah, you go for it. You don't go for Flanders 100%.
Yeah.
Anything after 720, if you don't have if you have 720, you can skip Flanders, but like a 6, no.
Yeah, he probably had 720. Alright, so Ticket is going to be finishing with a high 50.
And maybe a low 51. Yeah, probably a high 50.
Yeah, it's going to be a high 50. It's going to be a 54? 5? Maybe a 6?
7?
I think that was just a 55, but I'll put it down to 56.
So yeah, still probably just over 3 minutes ahead of Sid.
Depending on how bad or how good Sid's Cola Trucks goes, I guess.
If it was me, it would be about 4 minutes behind at this point, after this.
Yeah. Bro, these dudes are so fast, yeah. This is the knockout stage of our little tournament, Joe Sheep. Oh, Sid goes for this strat. I love it.
Let's go.
Let's go, he gets it. I'd love to see it.
Well, we started with 63 entrants we had this year, and now we're down to 40 in the main bracket.
Yeah, there should be some runners going out soon. We've got some loser bracket matchups coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And we've also got the pet bracket coming up, which I'm very interested to see who signs up and, you know, the results from that.
There's already a bit of a rivalry building between
sorry, that's my mistake. Essentially, anyone who went out in the group stage, they're going to go into their own separate bracket. Just a single elimination bracket. And
it stands for people eliminated from tournaments. So we had a group stage in the last month, and anybody who made it out, there was 2 stages of a group. So it was upper groups and lower groups. Everyone from upper groups, which was the highest 50% of seed, like the top 32, were automatically through to the knockout stage. And then everybody below that, in the lower groups, the top seed made it to the brackets, and everybody else is eligible to enter the pet tournament.
yeah, I know that's a lot of information for you, Joe, but there's the link to our little tournament page. If you click matches and then main bracket, then you'll be able to see the different matchups.
Yeah, the pet bracket will be quite interesting to see. At the moment, there does seem to be a bit of a gap between like the perceived top 2 seeds and the 3rd seed.
Who's the top 2 seeds? I know one's Neonic.
The other one would be myself.
Oh, yes. I keep forgetting that you're in it. After having to tragically pull out due to issues. All hands.
Yeah,
Tech
you know,
issues.
I was the first person and technically the only person eliminated.
I thought maybe you were getting your pets to speedrun the game against each other. No.
That would be interesting.
Yeah. Your hamster could take on, I don't know, people's cats. A team, yeah. Smith's dog, Macy. Pretty good. Alright, so Sid having a little bit of a bad Coda Truck's probably going to end up on a 320. Maybe a 330. He's going to get...
Now I'm just imagining, like, just a bunch of hamsters trying to play Shah.
Yeah, it's a 54 13 for Sid. Yeah, so there is a bit of a gap now, 320-ish. Sid can definitely still PB with this Marge exit time. It'll be tough, but he can still definitely PB.
We're allowed to boo Clifforus. I don't know, like, the rules, but are we allowed to boo him for that?
Sure. I was saying Boo Owens though.
Oh, Sid's March leave time in PB was a 52:44, so...
A very nice strat from TK. Not in the fountain strat, like where he's quite snug, but this is still really, really good. Oh, he gets bullied by that Quimpy truck. One more hit. Nice.
So you just got RKO'd out of nowhere.
Yeah. I was saying Cliff Brewers.
Lambton just trying to be involved as always. Boo.
So yeah, I think Sid's probably a plus 130, but he can still definitely make that back over these next 3 levels.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, that third track was not good, Sid, I agree. And yeah, this race has flown by. Already in that food.
Yeah, it's almost like we went off topic a little.
You know. That's what the fans like. They like the that's what they like, the engagement. You know, it would be, gonna be honest, it'd be pretty boring if the same commentary happened over and over and over again.
Oh, for sure, yeah. You gotta have some races to spice up the commentary. And we all know when me and you have a commentary, like you ain't together, you ain't gonna get like.
Who knows what will happen?
Anything can happen.
Mostly wrestling, but who knows what will happen? Let's see if Tick can get this next Wasp. Looking good.
And for all of my shipping forecast fans out there, it's going to be a very good day today. There's no warnings what I need to tell anybody, but there might be a gale force 6 at times later into Trafalgar, so gotta watch out later if you're gonna take your boat out. Everywhere else is pretty good today.
Thank you for the shipping forecast there, Axington. I'll come on to say be careful. These are good. There is like a detailed document, Joe, of like how wasps work. It's kind of hard to understand. Essentially, you only get 2 wasps per level that you can destroy in your car. You can kill the first one in your car and the second one or third one, depending on how many you spawn. There's a detailed document in the Shark Court if you want to have a little look at it, but it's kind of hard to explain in voice form, if you get what I mean. We could be here all day talking about wasps.
The TLDR is If a car is like low on the ground, it's harder to hit the collision hitbox. Certain cars are terrible at stairs. Bessie's limo is terrible. Longhorn is terrible. Yeah.
And it's not similar to wonky driving. We don't know what causes wonky driving. Wonky driving just happens every so often, but we know what happens with wasps. So
Yeah, basically you can get 2 wasps. In general, you can get 2 wasps in a level. If you main menu warp, it refreshes the wasps. The wasp, like if you get 1 wasp, the next wasp have collision, I think. No, the next wasp you spawn won't have collision, then the wasp after will, or...
are you part of the Sharkle, Joe? Because we could send you a link. Join our cult. If you're
We're not a
interested
cult.
in the game. We're definitely not a cult. I'm not in any shark cult. Alright, well let's
Sid getting
oh,
a
go to
good,
Discord. 1 second.
good baby van there, by the way. Sid is
There you go.
definitely like having a decent one so far.
Yeah, come join us. We're harmless. Everyone has a bit of fun, you know. Good bunch of lads.
Ticker's timer needs to be cropped.
Alright, goodbye, decimals.
Decimals are not needed in this run.
No, there you go. Apologies.
Man, we didn't have to tell you, but you know, we thought we'd let you know. But, you know.
Yeah. I'd say we're probably one of the better Discords around in terms of speedrunning in general. You know, we've got no idiots, I'd say, in our Discord. You know, everyone's pretty sound. Everyone behaves most of the time. So it's one of the better speedrunning communities out there. So it's got to be careful not to fail. Should be okay though.
Has to be careful about his hit and run meter. There is a crash that can happen in this mission regarding the hit and run meter, so you want to be careful there. It's not fully consistent. Like it's definitely there, but like the rate you can get it isn't that high. We don't know exactly how high it is, but
no, you're not an idiot, Clippers. We've had idiots in the past, but not you. How good is your hashtag memes? I'd say pretty good. We do get some pretty good bangers in there. Andy is obviously the meme master.
no, that goes to Moman. Although Moman doesn't really post anymore, Moman is always going to be the meme master.
Yeah, they're 1 and 2 definitely.
Sure. We do hit some. You have some. Let's say misses when it comes to the memes as well, but you know.
Yeah, especially
We crop them out of. We crop them out of here.
especially people who don't crop them. You know, it is what it is. Ticker onto armor truck. See if he can get this strap. Looks back. Despawns.
Almost got. Oh.
So, Ticker actually saved that there. He slowed down a little bit, which meant that when the armor truck hit the wall, he was already turning. So he done very, very well to save that. He almost got deadly truck, but he done very, very well there. Yeah, the Racken. The Racken has a tendency not to crop his memes.
At this point, it's a meme that he doesn't crop his meme. So, you know.
Next, a Ticker looking like a 105 pace. Maybe a high 104 if he gets God Schrader, potentially.
The way, like, to see it from Ticker's perspective here is, like, as good as it is, I don't think Ticker, or I don't think Sid is at a point where he can get like 104 Hapus, which is really hard to do. So as long as Ticker in his mind gets that kind of level of 104 to 105, he's doing just enough to win the race.
Oh yeah, for sure. Our time warp run's done anymore. Apart from the initial like buzz of like time skip and any percent, nobody really plays time skip categories. But it only takes one person to like put the effort in, and then more people will play them.
I mean, there was like 3 or 4 months ago, there was a few people running it. There's been a couple of. There's now like a run for every one of the time skip categories, which up until like I think 3 months ago there wasn't. Like, so it is good to see that few people are getting like the niche ones in there.
Taking the aim was getting God Strat. Also, GLGL clear from driving. I know it's absolutely disgusting out there in the UK today in terms of heat. Ooh, Ticken not being able to get the car bomb. Well, he was, but he didn't get the good damage. He's not going to be happy with his curator whatsoever.
Oh, want at all, but and getting hit and run most. Then his hit and run meter up. But...
He's not going to be happy with it. He could have been a 104, but he won't be now. It's unfortunate. Nice. Ticker is going to finish with a 105.28.
And gets for cutscene. Very
Yes.
solid.
Yep. Not be too angry about that.
No problemo.
The Shark is quite nice. It's got a very
Eat my dust eaters.
family feel to it most of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna talk about the elephant in the room. There was some issues earlier on in the year, but I feel like the community's come out a little bit better for the most part. You know.
Yeah, there were tough moments like any family, but
Yeah.
I think there have been like some splits, but in general, everyone's cool, everyone's good, apart from Bombers, but you know, we put up with him.
Yeah. Love you, really, Bombers.
You still lost to me twice in Bingo, though, so you know, just saying.
You love to hear it. Unless you voice your time, give opinions, you'll be fine. Yeah. What Mikey said.
Even then, I think like even the time skip opinions, like people were quite civil in that. I think whole thing is everyone just wants to enjoy this game, and I think people enjoy it in different ways, and whether you like time skip or not, you can still enjoy any percent. If you are slightly masochistic, you can enjoy any percent, you know?
You got it.
Nice armor truck strap there from Sid.
Very much so.
Children weren't meant to get this much exercise. Oh,
I think that was meant for Shagger's Slend, personally, but I think he just had to roll with it once he posted it in Sharkcord.
full speed ahead.
That was pretty funny.
Because he posted a photo in our little group chat with a photo before that. So
Oh, wasn't? was meant for it? Okay.
My rims cost $900.
nope, sick of getting bullied. Takes to leave though. Yeah, it was funny. Like. So Sid on pace for a 108 Apu. Definitely still PB ball.
Pretty decent for like level.
Yeah, I mean you got a
Good
fit.
with a 108.
Yeah, you got a 54 March, so 108 is not too shabby.
As long as he gets Curator, we can't count his chickens before they hatch.
Oh, sure.
Bart Simpson at your service.
And Ticker moves on to 6-3.
Oops.
Coins are okay now. He won't have to get Critch Wasp, and he's not going for any sort of God Curator, so
He needs to hurry up though.
he does, yeah.
It should be okay. Looks good. Ah, almost.
Oh,
Almost. Just bunked off the corner. So close. I think if it was a little bit quicker, that'd have been absolutely fine. But it's going to be a 109 of Pooh now, depending on if he gets cutscene. Keep
but
him.
it's disappointing as a Hell in a Cell 2019 going to a no contest.
No, a contest, as the Japanese would say. Yeah, it was unfortunate. He was, like I said, if he was a little bit further behind him, quicker, he would
Gets
have
a
earned
cutscene,
the strike.
so
Yeah, he gets the cutscene. With a 109.30, I believe. I'm not sure if PB's dead. He'd have to have a really good late game. PB.
I said earlier, he's about a minute behind, and he has more than a minute to save.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
he
a
could,
13:02 up to, so
he could save a minute. Easy.
definitely. And he finished Pooh in his PB at a 108.24, so I think it's doable.
Yeah.
It's not going to be like free because he didn't get Death Truck or from Jay, and kind of relies on him getting that.
Yeah. I see that Speed Simpson's Twitch account can just read actual gameplay now by saying ball. It's a little something we've implemented.
No problemo.
Um,
Time for some rosé.
Beforehand, you actually had to say bought before to get Speed Simpsons to say bought, but now it'll do it automatically as it can read the gameplay. Oh, Sid gets busted though. That's not good. He's gonna have to grind.
That could be enough to kill PB chance.
Yeah.
Tilbert is trying to spread fake news.
Fake news there from Tilbert. Not good. If you're Sid here, I think you do the full grind.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to go into a room anyway, so I would just grind.
Mhm.
Eat asphalt, eat
Yeah. Well done, Sid. The channel was only the beginning, Mikey.
That's totally awesome. Alright, that was so cool. I show this laser
Soon the channel will be taking over your water supply. Yeah, very nice strat from Ticker. As he moves on to FMJ.
You got it.
Rich just turns around,
Eat asphalt.
nicks off his hood, and says, "It was me all along, Mikey."
It was me all along.
Time to lay some rubber down. Damn automatic transmission. Just a light speed.
Nice from Ticker. Ticker used the wrong camera for Duff Truck, and yeah, ping and enjoyers. All cameras are created equal, Tilbert, except close cam. Hot close cam.
Simpson at your
This cam is fine.
No.
Close cam gets too much hate.
No. Close cam is rubbish.
No, closed cam is fine. See, here's Sid showing off what fine specimen of a car the Globex is. Like,
Ah,
look at the
Sid, boo,
craftsman-
Sid,
Look at the
boo, boo,
craftsmanship.
boo this man.
Sleek, stylish. It looks as good as about 2009 Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick.
The Brian Kendrick with Ezekiel Jackson. Very important.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it in a tournament document. If you use close cam for any more than a split second, you will be penalised.
Mine, all mine.
Look, Sid knows. Sid's listening along. He's shaking the camera.
If you use close cam for more than one mission, you will have to go live on Speed Simpsons and apologize for the sins that you have done.
No.
Ah.
Alright, so you're coming up to intercept the kill.
See, I have no issue with close cam. It's perfectly fine. The others definitely have an advantage, but in certain missions, it's quite nice to be in close cam. Like
Charlie horse, eat my
bandit missions, and a good perspective from close cam.
I completely disagree with your opinion, but you know, horses for courses. I believe Ticker can skip Krusty Lou, although he's gonna get it anyway. Oh no, he's not. Yeah, I used to have my splits 325 with a plus, so anything over 325, I think you can skip. But don't
I have heard rumors where you were seen with your face painted the Italian colours after the match last week.
I am not going to confirm or deny. All I'm going to say is that, you know, there has been fake news going around. You can't believe everything you see on the internet.
I just know I'm gonna be blamed for this.
Talking about things I saw on the internet, apparently Gandhi himself said that Ticker was going to win the tournament.
Lay off.
Ticker's going to win the Royal Rumble, did you say?
Ticker's going to win the tournament. I mean, Ticker might win the Royal Rumble as well. You never know. Anything can happen.
Alright, so 116-14. There is no way that's fake. I'll let the people decide. You know, you make up your own minds.
Would Gandhi lie?
Let's see you do better.
Exactly. You can't like deny logic, but Slend has there.
Oh, for sure.
I know. Board.
So we see Sid moving on to Duff for me, Duff for you.
Wow, this car sure can take a beating. That hurt.
It's a good job we never did much with the podcast idea, otherwise we would have ended up like having like a small 5-minute shower section and 2-hour wrestling podcast.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but it's just one of those things. You know, it was a really good idea, but I'm not creative enough, and I don't think I had enough passion to incorporate that as well. Now that I'm in charge of like all the admin in terms of shower calls, I don't really have enough time to deal with the podcast. But it is a good idea though. I do hope it does come to fruition one day. We'll have to wait and see. See this space.
Easiest time.
Nice wasp there from Sid. Yeah, overcoined. Sack him! Sack the Ticker.
Hey, you the
Aspersions, now that's it's a name that I haven't seen too much.
That's a name I haven't heard in a while. I've heard it a long time.
I remember when me and Dispersions were rivals. I believe we were both 29 at the time, so that's how long it's been.
You know yourself. How is your head feeling today? Thomas. Let's see if Tick can get reset soon before you answer that question. I can't. BB. Yeah, good luck with school dispersions. Alright, come on, Ticker, let's get this. That's it. Nice. Seeing everybody do resets makes me really want to go back to resets for 7-2. It seems so free and looks so, like, easy.
Yeet.
Yeah, yeet!
Any bridge clip? Bridge clip?
That's a good reference.
I'm bored of this level.
But I'm very hot. Fuck this heat.
Sweet.
Yeah, I know you don't live in Northern Ireland, but like Northern Ireland recorded their like highest temperature of all time yesterday, I believe. So, and Northern Ireland is very close to Ireland, so it must be pretty hot.
See, I actually haven't felt the heat yet because, you know.
Nice alien craft. Now to just get out of the path of the
I am very tempted to order air conditioning for my house, or my room, but it is quite expensive.
Where I work, the people there, because I look after people with like disabilities and stuff, quite a few of them have epilepsy, so the temperature has to be cooled. You go in and it's like 15 degrees and it's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I need to find some.
So nice. You just avoid the heat.
Yeah, I really should invest. I think there's like a cheap one you can get from like Argos that only does one room, but I don't even really have it for my room because I work from home and stuff. Also, Sid not being able to get boat jump on 120, that's unfortunate. But it is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't.
Yeah, a lot of Europe doesn't necessarily have aircon, but I think the nicest thing I experienced was when I used to live in Germany, like heated flooring in bathrooms. Oh my god.
I'd like to see Slen come over to the UK when it's like mid-30s and it have like 100% humidity and see if like what the difference is. Like, because I know there's like sort of like a heap with like 0% humidity, and then there's like a heap with like 100% humidity. And like humidity does really play a factor, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So I went to Morocco a few years ago, and it was like 40+ degree weather, but like no humidity whatsoever. It was so nice, but it was also so dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got a boat.
Let's go. Nobody takes the boat.
Now, let's see. We could get a boat, or we could get a mystery box. And that could be anything in a mystery box. It could even be a boat.
121.36 for Sid. He'd have to pull out a really good homer too, but it's possible, I guess. Maybe, if he zooms.
I'm a mean speed thingy.
We'll have to wait and see. Sticker gets the boat in the waist.
Well, interestingly, Sid is only 10 seconds behind his personal best.
Well, there you go. You know, just goes to show.
I need another car fast.
Oh, snake being a bit too high. Oh, look at he's flying. He's flying in the warp. Look there, that.
It's crashing time.
Does that happen usually?
What?
Like, I'm like, it probably has no use whatsoever, but like, you see Snake there was like, he was already like up in the air during the warp. So like, there is like something, like some things do carry over through warps. Like,
Yes,
obviously,
in
like
Homer 2, if you wrong warp to like in NG plus, like I've noticed it a lot because of warping. If you warp to 7-7 and then back to 7-2, you will have both Grandpa and comic book guy in there.
Alright, okay, it's weird. Alright, let's see if Tekka can get the yeet.
Yeet. So it is a weird thing, but it is one which is very consistent with Homer 2. And probably just boils down to the fact that the game developers didn't care about Homer 2. Or they cared, but had no time to finishing details.
Yeah, Tekka able to get the yeet there. It's very, very nice, very clean. I believe he's on course for a 126, which would be pretty good, considering the fact he doesn't care about this run. But sometimes, like, people play better when they don't care about runs. You know, it's sort of like a mental block if you like don't care. Or unlocking that mental block, should I say? Sayonara.
Do you
dude.
like the how nice his time out of Bart 2 was? Sorry, of 1:16:16.
Yes. Yeah, as Ryodul says, it relieves the pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
Sid gets a good 7-3, maybe on course for a PB. He has to get it first or second time though, in my opinion. I know he takes a while to set up resets in 7-6. He's not that confident. Yeah, this has been a very good showing from Tekka. This goes to show that like he is one of the top contenders for this tournament. You know, I have to play Bombers in my next matchup, but after that it's probably going to be Tekka, and I think that me and Bombers would be pretty worried by this outcome, by this showing.
Well, that's good. Yep, that is very, very.
Come on, Sid. Come on. Easy. Tekka.
Anyone would say he's a smooth operator.
Oh, Axe.
Just my 100th and last commentary.
You will be missed.
Tekka finishing with a time of 1:26:44, I believe it will be.
45. Oh no, 44. Is that a big GG? Alright, so Tekka has won the matchup. Sid is on PB pace. I'm not sure if he is now green out of 7-3. I have to double check.
I don't think he is the 125:43.
Let me have a look. He's not comparing to splits.
Yeah. The 125:40. Oh, he's like about 10 seconds
No, he's
behind.
not comparing to splits.
Yeah. Now we have an echo.
And now he's not comparing to splits.
The speed of a subboss combined with the tenacity of a level boss.
Let's put it on yellow icon, audio icon. There we go. Alright, come on, Sid. Come on, Sid. Need to
So
go
after the split, was it 127:24?
after this split.
After this split.
That was a decently fast part, I guess. Definitely still PBable. Not sure what his best possible time is though. So now he is +3. It's +3.
It's crashing time.
Is this worthy of an on-pace ping?
Chest pain.
Not too sure.
Having chest pain.
Wait until after 7-6, I guess, because resets.
Yeah, sure. It's gonna take
Sid is
Hurst.
very.
Run. Again.
Yeah, I'll wait till after 7-6. Come on, Sid. Let's get good RNG, and then resets. They're gonna be fine. Come on, Sid. Don't drive too far forward as well. Take your time.
Let's do this thing. Walk.
Oh,
That wasn't part of the deal.
does that have the waist? Oh, it does. For a second there, I couldn't see if it had the waist or not. Well, that's decent RNG though. I'm sure he'll take that. Let's fucking go.
Now about 9 seconds ahead.
Yep, so Sid's PB is currently a 1:32, 35.
35. Eka is. Oh, is he going for some weird odd strat? I think he is. Oh, okay.
Sorry, Tekka, it's gonna be Sid's only. Yeah, it's PB pace. We only want to be watching one stream. Very nice there from Sid. Come on, Sid. Alright, come on. Careful. No, that's... Find the corner. Okay. Be careful. That's good. You got the corner. Come on. Alright. Line it up. Looks good. Oh no, he didn't have the... I think his side was just... You know... Oh, man. Oh no, Tigger's gone offline. Yeah, he just... Yeah, it was just one of those things. He was a little bit jagged on the corner. He needed to like straighten up a little bit, and then the E-brake boost. Yeah, it wasn't the best. Still a very respectable showing from Sid though. To be on PB pace during a race is, you know...
Quite hard. Although, you know, some people actually perform better in races and get closer to PBs, or...
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know personally, like, I still can't beat the PB I got in my last race, like four months ago. That's because, like, you can just put music on, there's no, like, chat to distract you, there's no, like, distractions, it's just you and the game, like, not really playing in a VC with anything. Like, if you just like to just put music in, zone everything out, and just play.
Yeah, I can see that rationale. Like I said, I suppose it's different for different people.
Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, so Sid's going to be finishing 7-6.
Yeah, Sid's another one who plays much better in races. I know in a couple of rival races he got like PBs and stuff, which was very nice. So he's definitely got a history of like playing up to the level he needs to when it comes down to this.
Yeah.
Probably because there is no distractions, it is very easy when you're just doing runs to get distracted, whereas here it's just doing the game.
For sure. Now it's on to the final mission of the game now for Sid. Probably going to be on high 133 pace. Maybe a low 134, depending on how fast he can go.
I believe Sid's surprisingly good at like 7-7 and like inbounds. He's very, very fast. His best is his PB was like a 225 bounds before.
Yeah.
So his 7.6 was like a 2:23 in his previous PB, which were all inbounds. And he's always been someone who is very good.
Yeah, I mean, if only there was a tie, he would be able to show off his inbound 7-7 skills.
In reality, if this race had tied, I would have actually have put my money on Sid to win the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I can see that.
Just because although Ticker overall is better at the rest of the game, like there is the whole aspect of Homer 2 ILs. I know Spruce and Sid have just done IL races inbounds before.
Yeah.
Or Homer 2. And that kind of practice isn't something most people do just because we don't do inbounds anymore. But the whole driving and safety is very, very good.
Yeah, I completely agree with what you just said there. Let's see.
Sid outperforms Spruce in inbounds quite often, which is pretty impressive. Like,
Alright, so Sid's gonna get a 130. 117? It's not 17. 10, maybe? 11?
7.
There we go. GG's. Very nice race. Very close there from Sid. It's unfortunate at the end, but you know, just goes to show how close he is to PB. I think let's transition this over. Alright, I'm not sure if Ticker's going to come in. Are you going to come in, Ticker? I know you were debating whether to come in for a post-game chat beforehand. If Sid wants to come in, Ticker will come in. Nice.
And whilst people are filtering in, we do have a race at 8 p.m. BST tonight.
Oh, was it 8 p.m? I put 10 p.m.
Which still needs comms and restreamer. If anybody can, that it would be very nice.
Yeah, so I just changed that to 8 p.m. That's my mistake.
Hello, Ticker.
Hey. That was an interesting run.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like it's a very good run for someone who didn't care about it halfway through and zoned out. I think you'd be very happy with that.
I mean,
arguably you played better after you zoned out, I think, or like checked out.
I started caring a little again after Baby Van. I'm like, oh, that proof it was pretty fast. It's actually, see what I can get. And that was actually a very fast Apu up until the end there with Curator. That was a 124 Curator, and I still got a 1431 Apu. So
1341.
1431.
Oh, 1431. All right.
Yeah, with a minute 24 Curator.
Yeah, that's insane. Commiseration, Sid. It's unfortunate you were on PB pace in 7.6, but it wasn't meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I doubted it. I didn't think it was going to happen. I don't know if you saw my practice beforehand, but every single time with 7.6, I didn't get the eat at all. I don't know why.
I feel like that's just that one strat that, like, for you personally, I feel like if you were to ever get that down and be confident in that strat, I feel like you'd be able to PB like pretty constantly, just more often, if you know what I mean.
I was confident with it for a while, but then I didn't play the game for a while.
Yeah, that happens.
I was confident enough to get it in a PB, and then I stopped playing because I was like, yeah, I'm happy with my PB now. I can go and do other things.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same as well. Like, if I don't play for a while, then your skill level seems to like drop a little bit.
Yep.
But overall, that was a really good race. Obviously, I started putting away at certain points, but the early game especially, though, I mean, you got 11:31 Homer 1, and Sid was like pretty much neck and neck with you.
11:31.
Huh?
No, it was an 11:27.
11:27. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, Sid only had like an 11:41 or 11:42.
It was 11:41.
11:41. Yeah, so there was like only
just.
Yeah, so there was like a 14-second difference, and like Sid was like pretty much like pound for pound. But then obviously
Yeah,
Tigger's a better player, and he pulled away a little bit, but it was pretty good though.
Yeah, I'd say Lisa is probably where it started to show.
Yeah, but you still got a
yeah,
36 Lisa though.
definitely.
Yeah, but you know,
Yeah,
Lisa and Marge
just
were where
the
it started to
small
show that
stuff.
Ticker obviously has that much better time.
yeah.
So the funny thing is, every time, like in March, we were talking about like driving lines and how good like the top runners are and how precise they are. And every time I was just like, oh yeah, Ticker is very solid at it. You would just drive into a wall.
Yeah, I was
We started talking
4-3.
about it in like yeah, at the start of 4-3, we were talking about like driving lines. And suddenly you just drive into like 10 walls as I was talking about it.
Yeah, I was listening on comms clearly.
I have a tendency to just praise someone, and as soon as I'm praising them, their run just
I will
poops the
say though,
bed.
traffic this run was just owning me. Like 2-4, for example. That's a very good example. I didn't expect that black van to drive. I know it can. I thought it stopped, so I went for dirt jump. But obviously it failed, so
Oh
that was
yeah,
quite cool.
at the start of 2-1, Ticker.
Oh yeah, that. I thought I picked up the sports car. No, it was a black van.
That was pretty funny.
Alright, we got the sports car. In the end.
Yeah, like Axe was saying, obviously higher up runners like Ticker, they're more direct with the steering inputs, whereas people like me, we're making a lot of adjustments even when we're going straight.
Yeah. And
if you look at my like controller thingy, you'll see like I'm moving the stick a fair bit, even if I'm just going straight.
Yeah, it's not really a criticism per se. It's just like
oh no,
something I notice like a lot watching runs. Like you can tell, looking at controller input displays and stuff. Like Ticker rarely touches the stick whilst he's driving in a straight line, whereas a lot of like level runners say just move a lot to try and find the optimal line, even if we are on the optimal line.
Yeah,
but...
I think it was Alexis who mentioned it in me vs Boomers.
Maybe.
Well,
yeah, I think we have just about had our fill here. Like, it's been a prime match. Not quite a Goldberg squash match like some people thought it would be, but it's very exciting to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I believe you go on to face Greeny, don't you, Ticker?
Oh boy, yes.
An all-Australian matchup. That's a proper rival race, that one.
Yeah, that is a very good personal rival race for me. Gotta win that one. What's Greeny's PB?
126.50 something, I want to say. High 126.
Yeah, you can't lose that, Ticker. Go on.
Oh, I missed out on bopping Greeny's PB this race by 2 seconds. Damn it. But yeah, that should be a fun race. And hopefully I'll win that. Greeny can be a good player, but also Greeny's never gotten sub 130 on speed sim since he kind of.
Oh really? Yeah, it just goes to show the consistency difference, I guess.
Yeah, like Greeny's got potential for a good run, but it's not as likely for him to get one.
Oh, for sure. All right, I guess that wraps it all up. I'd like to thank Axe for commentating with me. Congratulations, Ticker. Commiserations, Sid. And yeah, we'll see you for the next race at 8 o'clock. It's Derek versus Top Hat, winners bracket 2. There are still commentary spots if you want to come. Yeah, and we'll see you then. Bye.
Bye-bye.